We sat in the car for almost 2 hours. She cried and I comforted her, and then she kissed me. Just like that, for a moment, I forgot every warning sign in the world. I kissed her back, and immediately after, reality slapped me. Good evening, my name is David, and I honestly never thought I would be the kind of man to sit down and share something like this, but I feel like I am going crazy. Over the past 4 years, I've been working in real estate here in Lagos, and I've always been focused on my job. I work hard and I make money. I mind my business and I try to avoid unnecessary drama. This was my life until I met Sandra. Sandra joined our office last year as a new HR officer. She was smart and confident and the kind of person that everybody would notice once she walked into a room. At first, we were just colleagues, just normal conversations, work discussions, and small jokes here and there. Nothing serious, but over time we became very close. She would stop by the office just so that we would gist, and we started having lunch together. Sometimes after work, we would sit in the car park and we would talk for hours about family, life, and relationship. She made work feel lighter, and without even planning it, I started falling for her. The problem was Sandra was engaged. She was very engaged. Wedding introduction was done, family was already involved, and the wedding date was also almost fixed. And she never hid it. She talked about her fiancé openly. From everything she shared, he sounded like a good man. That would have been my sign to stay away, but feelings are stupid sometimes. One night after work, we were sitting in my car like we usually did, and she was unusually quiet. I asked if all was fine, and she just sighed and said sometimes she wondered if she was making the right decision. I asked her what she meant, and she said she cared about her fiancé, but she wasn't sure she was happy. Then she looked at me and she said something I still hear in my head. Sometimes I think I met you too late. That sentence finished me because once somebody says something like that, your heart just starts creating false hope where it should be creating distance. From that day, everything changed. The late night calls increased. The emotional closeness became deeper. She started telling me things that she wouldn't tell me about her fiancé, and I looked like a fool, but I just stayed there. Part of me kept hoping that she would end things and choose me. I never directly said it, but I'm sure she knew. Then one Friday, she called me crying that she and her fiancé had a fight and she needed to see me. I left everything and went to meet her. We sat in the car for almost 2 hours. She cried and I comforted her, and then she kissed me. Just like that, for a moment, I forgot every warning sign in the world. I kissed her back, and immediately after, reality slapped me. She was still engaged. I told her this was wrong. She started crying and said she was confused. I told her she needed to figure out what she wanted because I could not keep standing in the middle of someone else's relationship. She promised me she would. For 1 week, I barely heard from her. The next thing I saw on Instagram was pre-wedding photos. Smiling, laughing, matching outfits, hashtags, and everything, and I felt like an idiot. There was no explanation, there was no conversation, just pre-wedding photos like nothing ever happened. I didn't call her, I didn't text her, I just stepped back. 2 weeks later, she messaged me, "I'm sorry, and I hope that you understand." Understand what exactly? That I allowed myself to become emotional backup for someone who was never planning to choose me? That I was convenient but not important? Her wedding is next month. I still see her at work every day. She acts normal, professional, like none of it ever happened. And me, I try to act like I'm fine, when honestly, I just feel stupid. Because as a man, people think that heartbreak should just be easy for you. They think you should just move on, but nobody talks about how painful it is when someone gives you false hope to destroy your peace. I blame myself too because I knew she was engaged. I should have protected myself earlier, but feelings don't always listen to sense. Now I'm stuck between anger and embarrassment. Part of me wants closure, part of me never wants to speak to her again. So please tell me honestly, if you were me, would you confront her one last time, or would you just let it go and move on? I have a lot to say about this story, but then I'm going to allow you guys to say it in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed, please do this as soon as possible. Do it now while you're watching, please, because I need my page to grow. Also, if you need me to read out any of your story, if you need me to tell your story on my page, don't forget to send your story to my email. I will leave this in the description box, and I'll also leave it here on the screen so that you can just see it. Don't forget to subscribe. I beg you guys. I'll see you guys next time.